When it comes to building wealth, exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, are one of the simplest and most effective tools an investor can use. In 2025, buying an ETF has never been easier. But with so many platforms, account types, and fund choices available, the process can feel overwhelming if you're new to investing. That's why in this guide, I'll walk you through buying your first ETF, from setting up an account and choosing a brokerage, to researching a fund and making your first purchase with confidence. By the end, you'll not only know how to buy an ETF, but also understand how to avoid common mistakes that beginners make. The first step in buying an ETF is opening the right type of investment account. You need an account before you can buy any ETF. There are two main choices: a retirement account like an IRA or 401k, or a standard brokerage account. A retirement account gives you tax advantages, but it usually comes with rules about when you can withdraw your money. A brokerage account, on the other hand, offers complete flexibility. You can buy and sell investments at any time, but you'll pay taxes on your gains each year. If you're investing specifically for retirement, an IRA might be the smarter choice. But if you want more flexibility or to build wealth outside of retirement, a standard brokerage account is the way to go. In 2025, most people open these accounts online through brokerages like Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, or newer platforms like Robinhood, Webull, or SoFi. The process is fast and paperless. You'll provide your personal information, link your bank account, and be approved within a day or two. The second step is funding your account. You'll transfer money from your bank into your brokerage account to have cash ready to invest. In most cases, you'll link your checking account, type in the amount you want to deposit, and wait 1 to 3 business days for the funds to show up. Some brokerages also allow instant deposits up to a certain limit, which means you can start investing right away. The key here is to fund your account with an amount you're comfortable investing, remembering that ETFs are long-term investments. You don't need to start with thousands of dollars. Even $100 or $500 is enough to get going. The most important thing is building the habit of investing consistently. The third step is choosing your brokerage wisely. While almost every brokerage offers access to ETFs, the platforms themselves differ in fees, user experience, and available tools. Traditional brokerages like Vanguard and Fidelity are great for long-term, buy-and-hold investors who want access to thousands of ETFs with minimal fees. Charles Schwab is another strong choice, offering $0 commissions and a very user-friendly interface. On the other hand, newer apps like Robinhood or SoFi appeal to beginners because of their simplicity and sleek design, but they sometimes lack advanced research tools. The good news is that in 2025, nearly all major brokerages have eliminated trading commissions for ETFs, so you won't pay a fee for each trade like investors did a decade ago. The real difference comes down to what kind of investor you want to be. If you're long-term and hands-off, a platform like Vanguard or Fidelity might make the most sense. If you want flexibility and convenience on your phone, something like Robinhood or Webull might be a better fit. Now that your account is funded and your brokerage is set, step 4 is researching the right ETF. This is where most beginners get stuck because there are thousands of ETFs on the market in 2025, covering everything from broad stock indexes to niche sectors like clean energy, artificial intelligence, or emerging markets. But don't let the choices overwhelm you. The best approach for beginners is to start with broad, diversified ETFs that track the overall market. 3 of the most popular choices are VOO, which tracks the S&P 500 VTI, which covers the entire US stock market, and QQQ, which focuses on the top 100 tech-heavy companies in the NASDAQ. These funds give you instant diversification, meaning instead of buying one stock like Apple or Tesla, you're buying hundreds or even thousands of companies at once. When researching ETFs, focus on 3 key factors: the fund's expense ratio, which is the annual fee you pay, lower is better, the index it tracks, which tells you what companies are inside the ETF, and its historical performance, which gives you an idea of how it's grown over time. You can find all of this information on your brokerage platform or on sites like Morningstar and Yahoo Finance. The 5th step is placing the order. This is where things can feel intimidating, but it's simpler than it sounds. Once you've chosen your ETF, go to the trading screen of your brokerage app or website. Type in the ticker symbol, for example, VOO, VTI, or QQQ. Next, you'll be asked how many shares you want to buy. In 2025, many brokerages allow you to buy fractional shares, which means you don't need the full price of a share to invest. If VOO costs $500 per share, but you only want to invest $100, you can buy 0.2 shares. You'll also be asked whether you want to place a market order or a limit order. A market order buys the ETF immediately at the current market price. A limit order lets you set the price you're willing to pay, and the order only goes through if the ETF hits that price. For beginners, a market order is usually the easiest and most reliable choice. After confirming the order, you'll see the ETF appear in your portfolio within seconds. Step 6 is tracking your investment and avoiding emotional mistakes. Once you own an ETF, it's easy to constantly check your account and worry every time the price goes up or down. But ETFs are long-term investments designed to grow over years, not days or weeks. The worst mistake a beginner can make is panic selling when the market dips. Remember, ETFs like VOO or VTI are made to weather ups and downs, and historically, the market has always grown over time. The best approach is to hold your ETFs for years, add money consistently, and let compound growth do the heavy lifting. In fact, many brokerages in 2025 allow you to set up automatic investments, so you can invest $100, $200, or whatever amount you choose every month without even thinking about it. This strategy, known as dollar cost averaging, helps smooth out the ups and downs of the market and builds your wealth consistently. The 7th step is reinvesting dividends. Many ETFs pay out dividends, which are small cash payments from the companies inside the fund. For example, if you own a VOO, you'll receive dividends from companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Coca-Cola. By default, some brokerages deposit these dividends into your account as cash. But a smarter strategy is to enable automatic dividend reinvestment, sometimes called a DRIP or dividend reinvestment plan. This takes the dividends you earn and automatically uses them to buy more shares of the ETF. Over time, this creates a compounding effect. Your dividends buy more shares, those shares pay more dividends, and the cycle repeats, accelerating your wealth growth. Finally, the 8th step is building a strategy around your ETFs. Buying one ETF is a great start, but the real power comes from creating a balanced portfolio. For example, you might hold a US stock ETF like VTI, an international stock ETF for exposure to companies outside the US, and a bond ETF for stability and lower risk. The exact mix depends on your age, goals, and risk tolerance. Younger investors usually hold more stocks because they have more time to ride out volatility. Older investors might shift more into bonds for safety. The point is that ETFs give you the building blocks to create a personalized, diversified portfolio that matches your goals. And because they're low cost, transparent, and flexible, they're one of the most beginner-friendly ways to start investing. So to recap the steps. First, open the right account. Second, fund it. Third, choose your brokerage. Fourth, research the right ETF. Fifth, place your order. Sixth, track your investment without panic. Seventh, reinvest your dividends. And eighth, build a balanced strategy. If you follow these steps, buying your first ETF in 2025 won't just be easy. It will put you on the path toward long-term wealth and financial freedom. When it comes to building wealth, exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, are one of the simplest and most effective tools an investor can use.